My bad, y'all. It's hot. I needed that heat. I got beat up by the weather today. It was windy. Yeah. So, testimony. I I've been holding out. I've been holding out for a while. So I got a lot. I got a lot. I got a lot. So here we go. We're gonna get this going. So whoever watches this, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're driving or if you're at home, if you're able to get a snack or a drink, yeah, you better. I suggest you do that. Okay. So anyway, here we go. Here we go. So how far should I go back? I think I'll start with the financial situation. Boom. So financially, I've been struggling, right? And on this struggle, it's been good. It's been good. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. It's some good stuff. It's some good stuff in here. Some good stuff. Let's just say I used to have two cars. That's what happened. Some time ago, I tried out another job. I tried out um, Twitch, Twitch.tv, and I heard that you can get paid on there, similar to how you can get paid on YouTube, but I didn't know how it works and how fast you can make money. So I was like, okay, well, I'll try it. So I was trying that, and I went full time with that and part time with my main job that I currently work. Um, and I kind of went all in to a degree, and I found out how the money making system works, and it's slow money depending on who you are and how you're doing it and what your content is. And I'm not one of them guys that's trying to blow up fast. I don't do, uh, I don't know, crazy content. I guess I'm not covering, I don't know, a lot of the worldly things. But anyway, so I didn't make a lot of money from that. So I went back to my other job, well, the job I was working. Went back full time, but not right away. I had slowed down. I kept it part time to get my spiritual life on track. And meanwhile, all this time goes by, months and weeks, and I'm not making the same amount of money I used to make. So financially, my money's going down, and I'm using credit cards on this as time go on, and I'm spending money I don't have, hundreds, thousands, whatever, and it get to a point where I want to work full time again and work like a slave, like I used to pay for all these things I got to pay for and taxes and things like that. My plan don't work out. No plans that I had worked out. Like everything I thought of to do to make money and how I wanted to do it didn't work out. And what ended up happening was I stayed part time, and I switched up my schedule a few times. I remember trying to do a schedule where I was waking up in the morning from like 3 in the morning, going to sleep at 7 in the afternoon. I loved it, but I couldn't keep the schedule due to my noisy neighbors. They're not that noisy, but every now and then they get out of hand. So my schedule got messed up, but I loved it in the morning though, because I had 3 to 4 hours to just read in silence. No neighbors making noise, everybody sleep. It was peaceful. And then like I can read for an hour or two and then go clean up before work and then go to work. And then yeah, that was good. It was a good one. Loved it. Okay. That didn't work out. So I've ended up praying for a schedule that God allows to be successful. And he gave it to me. What the one I prayed for, it worked out, which I figured was the best. So that's the schedule I'm on. And after I got back where I needed to be spiritually, I started to focus on the financial part, little by little. So I started to work back more and more and more, go full time, and then still, it was a financial struggle and challenge. So on this journey, the car I had, my old SUV, 2015 Equinox, it was the battery blew. I didn't fully post the video or share what happened, but I started to. So y'all didn't get these details, I don't think. So my engine blew in my old SUV. And they told me in order to get it fixed, you're gonna have to pay. I think it was over 9,000 at the time. And I was like, okay. And I didn't have 9,000. So I'm like, well, what's my options? My options is to either pay for the engine or just get another car. And I'm like, which one would be better? I don't know. Meanwhile, I still got to make payments on that car anyway because I haven't paid it off. So whether I get an engine or not, I still had to make payments on the car currently. So I decided to just, I don't know if I was currently looking for credit cards or already had them, but I think I looked for some and I had got this Bank of America credit card with the 4,000 credit limit. And I'm like, you know what? I can use this towards the car's down payment. So I thought, okay, I'll just go get another car. So I went searching. It took me like a week or two. It took me longer than I thought. And meanwhile, I got to pay for this rental for a week. I'm in a rental for a week or two. I think 2 weeks. A lot of money. And then I remember I was in the rental for so long, I had to work in the rental. So yeah, some funny stories too. It took me about 10 minutes at nighttime to figure out how to turn on the headlamps, the headlights. I'm driving, couldn't figure it out. 10 minutes. This car was different, but I figured it out finally. So I'm driving with no headlamps on for 10 minutes, but I figured it out. I had a lot of rentals. Some of them different. Some of them different. But anyway, I ended up getting another car, another 2017. I mean, well, it's the same kind of car, but it's just a 2017 Chevrolet Equinox, still black, but this one had black rims. So then, meanwhile, I'm paying for the other car that with the blown engine and the new car. So I'm paying for both of these. And as time goes on, the financial struggle continues, but I'm good spiritually. That's great. I just gotta maintain it, and so I end up maintaining it, right, and I start these spiritual goals along the way. Some of y'all know that, so that was good. The spiritual side went really well. Financially went really bad, and I just needed to get that part caught up with the spiritual part, and I would be good. Currently, that's what I'm working on. But my car, I had to stop making payments on it along the way due to the financial trouble, right? So it came a time where I just stopped paying on it and paid for everything else that I just started paying for, like what I needed. Didn't really worry about that one. I'm like, I ain't driving it anyway. So I'm like, it's been in the shop for a whole year. It's been in the shop for actually over a year. It was in there since last October, not this one, not last October, but well, that October too, but it was from October to October and some change. It was like over a year. And they was calling me about repossessing it, and I was like, I don't know where it's at. I never went to, I had it towed to the place. I never even went. I didn't know where it was. I didn't care that much to find out. I kept telling the people, I'm like, hey, I don't know where it's at. It's at the shop. I told them the city and everything. I'm like, look, if you find it, y'all got it. It ain't my car. But they ain't never find it. But anyway, so they asked me to help them track it down so they can get it. So I ended up finding out where it was. This is funny. the same day that I called them, no, they called me, or I called them, I forget. But the same day I told them where it was, it's the same day they picked it up. It was funny. I mean, how fast they moved. Yeah, it was hilarious. Um, and then I had to get the license plate back, and that was pretty much it. I had everything else out of there that I really wanted. So yeah, that was a funny story. But I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that car or pay for it anymore. Um, thank God for that. And thank God for the other car. Thank God for the credit card to put a down payment on it. It ain't the way I wanted to get another car, but hey, that's how I had to do it for the time being. Let's see. So what else happened? It was a lot. It got to the point where, by the way, um, through the financial struggle, that I was, it was like, you know how people say you live paycheck to paycheck, and some people still do, but I was, that kind of became my life. It kind of became something that was going on in my life. Like, I had to make money, and that same day I had to pay myself and then pay a bill or buy groceries or buy gas. I had to use all my emergency money, almost all the money that was on me. Um, yeah, it was a trip, and it got to a point where lately, I didn't have any money, or I had to strategize. I had like a little bit of money, but I had to strategize because I had money on me, my emergency money, but I also had to like cash, and I had to also strategize on like, okay, I have, let's just say, I'm gonna throw out a number. Let's just say I had like $7 in my account, in my bank account, and I have like $30 on me cash or $32 on me cash, and I gotta pay for food for the day. Should I? How am I gonna do it? Should I use my account or should I use my emergency money? And it was things like that I had to strategize. But I'm like, okay, if I gotta buy gas today, what's the strategy? So it was things like that that was going on. So I remember I ended up having to go and use my rewards to Chick-fil-A to get like free food because I never used them. I was just stacking up the rewards, trying to go to a certain tier, and I didn't know if I was gonna ever use them because I don't really eat anything from Chick-fil-A except the fries. So, but I ended up using some of the rewards to get free fries. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's working out. And then I just started doing that with other restaurants that I eat at, and like I had a lot of rewards built up from place to place. Jersey Mike's, Mario's Pizza. I was I was able to get a free sub from Jersey Mike's. I didn't even know if I had enough. I never redeemed it. It was just something I was building up and never redeemed. So yeah, it was a blessing that I was even building up reward points and never used them. It came a time that goes with Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. I don't know if I don't know which verses exactly, but I know it goes with some scriptures in that. Let me go to it. Ecclesiastes 3:1. I'm not gonna put it on the screen. I'm gonna just read it real quick. It says, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. That's one part I was thinking about, and it just goes into different categories of examples. And some of them say it's a time to love and a time to hate. It's a time for war and a time for peace. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. Clearly, it's my time to speak and share these testimonies because I've been slacking on that. Then it also says a time to seek and a time to lose. Clearly, it was my time to lose, and specifically, I lost my first SUV. I needed that gone. I needed to lose that. And it was other things I lost too, but that was just one that I mentioned. and it says a time to keep and a time to throw away. And what else we got? Now I want to hear all of them because that one was so good. Well, one of those was so good. So another one says a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to. I read that wrong. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal. Ooh, definitely, definitely. I've been focusing on healing. Yes, my neck. Oh, mm. We'll keep going. A time to break down and a time to build up. Mhm. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Okay, so that's all of them. I just wanted to read those, but those are so good. I just had to get them all. You know what I mean? Okay. So it was some other stuff that I lost as well, since that reminded me of it. But in short, before I even say it, if I do say it, I was thinking about it today as I was driving home or driving, and I was like, I thought about this a few times possibly, but I thought about it again today, and I was thinking, through it all, God is taking care of me. And the thing that is also interesting and linked with that is my Hebrew name, Yehoiada. And Yehoiada means whom the Lord cared for, or who the Lord cared for. And think about it, what I was just saying. See, it fits. It fits exactly. So yeah, it's like a lot of stuff that I've been needing, whether it's shoes, this, that, bills to be paid, rent. Like I've had two cases where they put letters in between my door for me to see because I'm 5 days late on the rent. And I'll pay it exactly on the 5th or the 6th day. One time I got a late fee. No, I try to avoid late fees, but got a late fee. So yeah, it's been a lot of experiences, and I like those experiences. I like stuff that I haven't went through. Um, it can be challenging, it can be fun, it can be funny, it can be good, it can be blessings, and also life lessons. That I've been learning life lessons, also. And through it all, I'll tell you this too. I've had over 20 credit cards. I don't know how many I've used, but oh, I gotta tell you that's it. It's a lot. It's a lot. Whew. Let's just say I used up 32,000 in total on a certain amount of credit cards. Probably more. Probably more. But now I know what to invest in. So after I fix everything, God willing, I am going to get my credit score back on track, and then get the credit cards back and get the credit limits up again. But this time, God willing, I'm going to invest in the right things because I know what to invest in now. Because I imagine if I spent 32,000 on this, on the right things. Not saying that everything that I bought was the wrong things, but I just imagine if I did it in a certain category. Um, Let me see. It's a lot that's happened, y'all. So I've also learned this kind of isn't connected, but this just happened. This goes with the scriptures, the time to lose and everything. So something that relates to that, it was this game I used to play on console. I used to play this game called Uncharted 4. And spent almost 4,000 hours on that game. And I remember it came to a point where I felt like my career in that game was over, and I didn't really care to stream it anymore. I didn't care to edit videos or do anything with that game anymore. I didn't even care to play it anymore. It was just something that I wanted to get away from. And I had over 800 GB, I believe, of storage of Uncharted stuff, videos and stuff that I still had to do and put out that I no longer even cared to do anymore. It was just on my computers. It was on my gaming PC, which is what I'm using now, and my other one that's in the kitchen. It was more than that, but that's just the basic amount that I can tell you for sure. But it was a lot more. It was a lot more than that. And I'm needing space on each of these computers to do other stuff, that I want to do. And I got all this space from this game that I don't even care about anymore. And I'm like, I'm gonna delete all of this. And when I deleted it all, I was relieved. I was relieved because this is space I needed. And I'm like, I got it now. And I'm like, good. So it reminds me of like when one door closes, another door opens, kind of that. But basically, I had to get rid of that to make room for something else, because it's other important things I want to do, like these spiritual biblical videos, like book reviews. I got to get ready to do these things again, and I'm thinking about just kind of starting over and just doing a lot of book reviews again over. Some books I don't even have anymore, but I don't care. I'm just gonna do what I can do. So, but in time, of course, that's the future. But what else? What else been going on? It's a lot. It's a lot. I know I'm not gonna remember everything probably to tell you, but I just had to do an update and talk about these things. So I also have a fun game to play with y'all. I'll just say it in this video. It's this game I thought about. It's kind of like, it reminded me of Testifying, and it may be, but it's a little different. So this the game, right? This has nothing to do with the testimony. I just want to say it. So one day I want to get on here and go live and see who joins me, rather by audio or in the chat. It doesn't really matter, but you can participate either way. So what I want to do is, let's see. The game goes like this. I can start, I'll be like, so I'll name something that I love. It could be a food, it could be a drink, it could be a activity, it can be a show or movie. It can be something that was invented, like pizza. Well, pizza is a food, but like a vacuum or something that you use, an object. It can be a waterfall, whatever. Whatever you love that you think of, fishing, all that. Whatever counts. So some people might love shopping, but whatever it is, whatever you love. I will start off with saying something that I love, and then whoever's in the chat or with me by audio and video, if they want to join me, they can say, we just go around and around until it comes back to me. And everybody say something, just one thing, and then everybody say something that they love. And then when it comes back to me, I just keep it going. And that was just a fun, it's just fun to me. So I want to do that one day. Just wanted to share that. But what else is it that's been going on that I need to share? Oh man. This may count. I'm not sure. But if it does, because this is really new. Okay, so my faith has been restored in a certain area when it comes to like praying for God to, what is it? It's regarding like where you pray that God will allow you to not think about people, for me, it'd be women, like women sexually. So you won't lust, sin, and die spiritually for like 24 hours. I only ask for 24 hours. My faith has been restored in that. Um, and I've been learning what tempts me. I've been learning that it's not God, it's me. It's stuff that I allow my eyes to see that tempt me, and then I get in trouble. But that's something that might not be a part of the testimony, but that's something that's been going on lately. It's been a lot of good, and before the video, I was thinking, the future looks good because of the things that I'm involved in and the things that I'm planning to do or wanting to do. And I'm setting up my life slowly, step by step, to get these things done. Like, I remember recently I had a thought that I want to be able to look up Hebrew definitions in my car by book, but I don't have a book. I don't have a small Hebrew English dictionary or Hebrew dictionary in my car. So I just put one in my car. I had them at home, but not in my car. So I knew what I had to do. Now I got one in my car. I got I got a few small biblical books in my car. If I want to read, I got a small, good Bible in my car. If I want to, in English, if I want to read the Bible in Hebrew, I got a small pocket-sized Hebrew Bible of the Old Testament in my car, Hebrew only. At the time, I didn't think I needed the English with it, but what else I got in there? I just put the Hebrew English dictionary in my car, a small one. I don't know what else I'm gonna put in there. Probably I don't have it yet, but I do want to get one, just to get one. I found a pocket-sized Hebrew English interlinear. It's the smallest one I've ever seen. But they're only paperback, but I kind of don't care. I just want to get it to get it. They have one of the New Testament and the Old Testament. And that would be, I don't know what it's going to be like to have it, but in theory, I still want to try it, see if it's, good. It might be beneficial. I don't know. That's something that I found. But basically, I was reminded of this scripture, and I posted it on Facebook. It's from the Essene Gospel of Peace. It's in book 1, because it's 4 books. And this is what it says. I'm not going to show it. I'm just read it. It says, "Work therefore without ceasing to build the kingdom of God, lest you be cast into the kingdom of Satan." And that's the piece that I took out, or sentence I took out of the whole, slide. But that the part that says build the kingdom of God is the part that came to my mind, and it comes to me every now and then, because it was said that you're supposed to build the kingdom of God. And a lot of people don't know that, but while you're on earth, we're supposed to build the kingdom of God. And I think about that, and I've been working on building it. When you build that, though, you build it for yourself, and you build it for those around you, for your family, your children, whoever, And I don't know if everybody understands that, but when I said I'm setting up my life and stuff like that I was saying, that goes along with it. Me putting these biblical spiritual books in my car so I can read Hebrew in my car and look up Hebrew definitions in my car by book. Of course, we can do all this on the phone, but I don't want to do it always on the phone. It's not good for me to look into a phone all the time, so I want to do it by book. So stuff like that I'm setting up, and I'm starting to get frustrated with watching television programming. The old name for it, TVP. I'm starting to get frustrated with watching it. A lot of things I'm seeing is not good for me to see, though it can be funny here and there. Not all of it's good for me to see, and it's frustrating to me that it's not a lot of good things on TV to watch or TV shows. So my entertainment is A lot of stuff I'm looking at is not good. So I'm getting frustrated with watching it. So I'm starting to, instead of watching TV so much, I'm starting to set up my life to where I'm going to be doing other things, whether it's playing games or multitasking, playing the game and reading the Bible and studying, or because I do that. I play the game, I exercise, I read the Bible. This might sound sad and funny, but this is what I do. I play the game, and in between, while I got a break on the game, I read. I read in Hebrew. just saying. I exercise. What else I do? I fold. That's regular though. I fold clothes. That's regular though. But I do stuff like that. I'm laughing at myself. Oh gosh, this is funny. Oh man, I'm sorry. I know it was funny. I probably should have said that because it made me laugh. It messed me up. What am I supposed to be telling y'all about these testimonies, right? Yeah, the testimonies. I'm about done. It's I can't think of much more right now, but basically, no matter what's been going on, car getting repossessed. Um, I've been okay. I've been good, and I like still, no matter how much money I've lost. No, and this is what I learned too. This is what I learned. I learned that I don't even have to work that much anymore. I just gotta work and do right. Of course, do right in God's eyes overall, but like do right by God basically, and the money will come to you. You don't have to go and work like a slave like I thought I had to. I thought I had to do like 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, one day off, just to make a decent amount of money to pay back all the crap I owe. The 32,000 plus in credit card debt and the 10,000 plus I gotta pay the IRS. That's 42,000. And believe it or not, my credit score is still not that bad. But I gotta pay all that back, right? And here's another thing I forgot about. I'm behind in child support by like $1,000. So I'm waiting to see what goes on with that. I'm waiting for them to say, hey, you got to go to court. I'm waiting. And I know if I don't have over half the amount they want, they're going to try to lock me up for a will. So I'm waiting for that. That hasn't happened yet. Also, I'll just say this, since that's just popped up. My son has just turned 18, and if he doesn't go to college, I might be off of child support. Who knows? Who knows? God knows. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I haven't gotten any letters. So I don't know. Maybe I'm off of child support. I'll find out soon. I don't know. We'll see. God willing, everything will go. It'll go well either way. It'll go well either way, whether I get locked up or not. You know what I mean? Because it's about maintaining your faith and your spiritual journey with God overall. Rich, poor, homeless, not homeless, whatever. You still gotta, because you can't get through it without God, and that's just how I see it. That's gonna be the best part of life, and being with God is gonna be the best part of life still, no matter what. And I'll just throw this in here, even though this doesn't have anything to do with the testimony. This is just stuff I've been thinking about lately. I said earlier in the video that my neck, when I was reading some scriptures in Ecclesiastes 3, I didn't say what it was, but I have been having neck problems, neck pain. I had a lot of injuries last year, and one of them was my neck, and my neck bothers me daily. My neck felt like it felt like it was broken a while back, and I had to start exercising my neck a lot. I have to do this every day now. My neck was hurting me so bad yesterday, I couldn't even go back to work for a while. I had to come home and exercise. And I felt better, and then I could have went back to work, but I was like, nah, I ain't going back. I ain't even go back. But that's how bad it is. I couldn't continue working that way. And now that you got an idea of how bad my neck is, what was I gonna say? I can't even remember where I was going with it, y'all. But basically, things are things are still okay. that's that's the point. Overall, I still got what I need: clothes, place to stay, and you know what? I haven't had to burden anybody. I remember, where did I get this from? Was it my mom? I think it was my mom. It's probably my mom in scriptures too. It's scriptures too, but the scriptures don't use the word burden. They say like don't bring your problems to other people. They say it like that. Like don't reach out or call somebody and you know put your problems on them. But the word burden is the word I think comes up when my mom would say stuff to me before I moved out. She would say, I want you to learn to be self-sufficient. She said it so many times. From the time I was like 18, I'm like 36, 37 now. But my mom said this for like 18 years. Or since I was for about 18 years. She just say it over and over, over and over. And I'm like, okay. So when I moved out, I tried to be what she said. I tried to be self-sufficient. I tried not to be a burden to them. And I noticed, like my other siblings, my sisters, they would always need something from my mom, my grandma, and they was always in the form of money or babysitting their kids. My mom and my grandma would have to, especially my grandma. My grandma is like the head of the family. She would have to kick out money all the time, and I would see it. And I remember it. So when I moved out, I tried to make sure. I tried to make sure that I wasn't a burden to them and possibly anyway. So they don't know the depth of what I've been going through, but they kind of know. They kind of know, but they don't know fully. So I haven't had to burden anybody, but I do have the thought that if I ever need anything, I'll be able to get it. Because, I'll be thinking like, well, I don't want to say it, but basically, God willing, I'll get what I need when I need it. And that's been going on. So I haven't had to burden anybody. If I'm using that word properly. I'm gonna go eat. I'm getting hungry. I can't see anything in the chat, y'all. I don't know if any comments came through. It says the connection was sad. So if anybody said anything and I didn't reply, my bad. I didn't see anything. On my screen, it's a blank chat. I might have to sign out and sign in on this thing to get this fixed. But I think that's it. I think I'll end it about right here and go cook or something and then wrap up my night. But the future's looking good to me. I don't know if y'all think that way, but I think that way. I think the things I'll do in the future, spiritually, God willing, with my time that I have left, I'll try to do a lot, because I think about coming on here and communicate with y'all in some way. I just have to start to get that done. And, it's a lot of stuff that I got to do to make sure everything is good on my end and for everybody. But I think I'm at like an even place, like in the middle. Like I used to be down here when it comes to streaming and doing these videos, because my content was rather I was whether my videos was good, whether I made mistakes or didn't make mistakes. Sometimes my audio was bad, and sometimes my quality of cameras was bad, and my background noise was bad. So a lot of work I did had to be deleted anyway, and it was just hard to deal with and listen to. So I kind of got to go back and delete a lot of stuff and start over and keep what was good. Whatever was good, I can keep, and just keep going with that. But I feel like I'm in the middle now. I feel like I'm in a better place, and I can do more now. It's not as good as I would like for it to be, but that's where the investment comes in. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I just had to get that testimony out of the way. It's more stuff, I'm sure, but that's a lot of it that came to my mind. Peace be to the saints. I'll see y'all soon, God willing. I know what I'm gonna eat too. I already know.